MRBC. I am Just Call Me Ash, and with me today I have Odin Steed of D5. How are you going, mate?
Oh, I'm doing alright, thanks.
Oh, that's good.
So we have Polar Highlands coming up.
Oh, indeed, we have Polar Highlands. If you haven't played that in Quick Play yet, well, if you haven't been playing Quick Play. This evening, or this morning, whatever, we have Dropship 4 versus the Barnyard Circus. I have absolutely no idea really about these teams, and that is why Odin's is here to help me with at least half of it, because he knows what Dropship 4 is all about. Do you want to give us a little bit of rundown of what's going on their side? Where have they come from?
So Dropship 4 is kind of our little baby team. We're not actually as integrated as people think. Like, we don't scrim them, we don't practice them, we don't do their strats. But a lot of them are our good friends. They hang around on TeamSpeak. That's us. Some interesting players there. You've got Axe, who doesn't actually talk, so you've got completely mute players on their team,
Okay.
a couple of high scorers, and that's it. Don't know how they'll play though, so this is a first for me too.
Very good. So it is Division G, so this can be... Hang on a minute, I'm just telling these guys to hold up a sec while we catch up with our little preamble. Yeah, so look, DivG, this is the last match for these guys. This rounds out their season, I believe. And we have, we're at D4 on the ladder. They are sitting up at the top with 15 drops, 1-0 lost, 120 mechs destroyed out of 3 matches, although I suspect that might not be up to date if this is their last match. And Barnyard Circus coming in with a 1 drop, 1 versus 14 lost, so maybe they are... Maybe they're going back to the circus after this, I'm not entirely sure, but they haven't destroyed too many mechs at 29, so let's hope they bring a little bit more of the brawly fun this evening, and that usually is what we sort of see with DivG, is more sort of aggressive brawly pushes rather than a bit more of the sort of the higher division sort of long range sort of play and trading. That does require a lot more sort of accuracy and skill. These guys in these sort of lower divs generally have a bit more fun, a bit more laugh. It's more just sort of casual competitive kind of guys, you know. So this evening we are on drop 1, and what I'll do is give you the link, mate, to the map strat. If you can just get that set up, and we'll come back to it in a second. I'll just give you that on Discord. So this evening we have up first is Polar Highlands. Polar Highlands being the initial drop, which is essentially the brawly drop. So we have 4 mediums, 4 lights. It's obviously domination, mix of any one chassis, 1 duplicate allowed, and no lock-on weapons. So yeah, that means basically no streaks, no ATMs, and all that sort of stuff. So it does make it a little bit easier, especially with no streaks for this drop, because lights get absolutely decimated by that sort of stuff. Flicking over to the map strat, have you got that one open?
Yep.
What do you reckon we're going to see? Although this one's fairly predictable.
Look, it's drop 1, so you're going to see these teams push. But the key defining feature of Polar Highlands on drop 1 is there's this ridge right in the middle of the circle that blocks the line of sights on either side for both teams. What you usually see happen in like kind of mid-tier divs is you've got Overwatch mechs which poke at each other till one team is forced to push and the other team has to receive. And this kind of trading, particularly back when I was playing, was really important, because receiving as a team is far easier than pushing, because you end up having people like kind of naturally stratify as their mechs are at different speeds, and it's just kind of awkward. The guy is a bit slow, you know. I don't know if we'll see that here. I've got a feeling both teams will just push each other, but we'll see.
Oh, that's it. And to the guys in the chat, this is a super team last-minute cast. Like, as in, I only sort of found out that the game was on, and these guys were trying to chase me down to cast it all of about 6 hours, 7 hours ago while I was out, so I haven't had much sleep. I've got to go to work in a couple of hours, so yeah, there is a little bit of disorganisation here on the organising of the stream and cutovers and stuff like that. That said, still got some giveaways, all that sort of cool shit, so we will get all that stuff underway, some interviews, and make a very good showing of it. So make sure you're active in the chat, let us know what you think about the drops, and these guys are loading in, so... Well, let's get it on. I'll head over to the Team 2 side if you sort of want to run through the Team 1 side, perhaps. When the guys actually appear, of course, which is hasn't happened yet.
We have duped Urban Mechs from Dropship 4. That is an interesting choice.
Okie dokie.
I'm not too familiar with the Urban Mech variants, but...
You don't believe in the power of the trash can?
Oh, they've got excellent armor quirks. They're good for drop 1, but we'll see. Usually you see like one of the mediums duped.
Yeah, not commonly seeing the duplicate of an Urby, that's for sure. That said, there's quite a bit of armor to go around with two Urbies floating around on the field, and maybe like a bushwhacker and something else. So crazy ideas. Sometimes they work. All right, I've just turned you up just a little bit, just in case. Right now, where are we? What have Dropship 4 got running over on their side of the wall? Oh shit.
Javelin, a Hunchback, a Bushwhacker, 2 Urban Mechs, a Nova, a Huntsman, and a Commando 2D.
Okie dokie. So we have Osiris, Hunchback 4H, Hunchback 2CC, Mislinks Wolfhound, 2 Bushies, a P1 and an X2, and the Raven 3L. Interesting choices here for the Bushwhackers on Barnyard Circus. There's ones with 2 Ultra 5s. And the other one is a Rotary 5, SRM4, and 4 medium lasers. Now, not sure how that one's going to go, but the Ultra 5s, I would hazard a guess, is LFE, because Ultra 10s requires Excel. So, maybe that is the choice there. And the little Osiris has 5 medium pulse and 2 machine guns. So
I'm a little surprised from Barnyard, because I went through their matches before this, and they had a very... unorthodox set of decks. You see things like Cougars and stuff, things that look like they were pilot favorites that we're not seeing here. Apart from the builds, that's a pretty normal drop 1 deck. I thought we were going to see weirder stuff from them.
Weirder stuff? Oh, okay. Weirder. Oh, sets the tune, doesn't it? I say, oh, a little Commando here too, eh? Oh, I didn't notice that. Wasn't paying attention. What's on him? Oh, just the little leg hugger, SRM4 one. Oh, we got a Javelin. Some interesting mix in this drop. I'll just turn you
Honestly, of the 2 teams, Dropship 4 looks stranger right now.
The stranger of the 2, you reckon?
Yeah. The duped Urbies is a particularly interesting choice. Like, obviously their builds are probably more normal than rotary audio cannons, but as far as actually chassis choice, they're the weird ones right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's
interesting to see where this goes.
I'm just sort of watching here. They're sort of. I'm not moving the camera around too much because they're just sort of setting up. But it's coming. It's about to start. Right. It's on. Yeah. So.
Barnyard does not look like they're in a place to receive this.
And neither does Dropship 4 to push in. The Javelin's run out alone, and he's going to go, oh shit, I need to get back to me team.
He didn't get punished for it, which is interesting.
Alright, so Metroid and the Commando is doing a little bit of ducking and weaving here. They're chasing Dan Metal over there in the 4H, and the Mislinks is kind of chasing Spooky at the back there in the Hunchback 2C, sort of keeping him pinned. Huntsman B over here, Dan Dirt is having a bit of a trade on the right-hand side, but there's an all-in brawl going in the middle here with Encarian in the P1. 53%, and we've got Kaiser at 72%, so he's got to be open CT if he's cherry red already. Dan Metal's already down. I totally missed that kill. This is an absolute shit fight. There is no other way to put this. It is all going on here. They're all on Encarian finally. Cats and Dogs is all over the joint. It literally is like Cats and Dogs. Oh jeez. So Vasilius goes down. I think it was Vasilius. Oh god, I don't know what's going on. No, he killed one of the other guys. We got the Javelin just got a little kill on Cats and Dogs. That Piedmont System Belmont is getting absolutely focused down right now. Fluffy Bunny kind of doing some work on him. Axe gets beyond legend down in that Raven, which was SRMs. There goes Dan Dirt in the X2. That Javelin, geez, that's 2 or 3 kills to that Javelin. He's doing some, getting some good back shots there. We got the Mislinks.
I don't think Barnyard's going to get another kill at this rate.
It's not looking that way, is it? No, it's not.
That Mislinks has no arms. It's over.
Oh, is that what it is? Ah, couldn't work. Yeah, right. Okay, that's. Yeah, I was wondering why not much was happening.
Oh, it's Stinius. What is with the suicide, mate?
Oh no, really?
Well and truly in your favor.
Oh, jeez, that's not how you do it. Gee whiz. Well, that's good.
Come on, mate. You know better.
All right, drop 1 out the way. And a little airstrike for good measure. Geez, I'll tell you what, there's some team damage after that drop. Lucky there's no team penalties for private lobbies.
Actually, that is not true.
Oh.
A Japanese team had a private free-for-all night, and all of them got banned for excessive team damage.
Oh shit. Oh, wow. I did not know that happened. Alright, run me through the damage numbers while I just go through this stuff and enter it into the
So starting
control.
at the bottom, we have Mistlinks, who lost his arm at 50 damage. We have that Hunchback 4H, which I didn't actually notice was not a 2C at the time, with only 90 damage. Dropship 4, on the other hand, is pretty even across the board. Most are over 300, except Ben Carrion, that Bushwhacker you saw push first and die first. Those are pretty high numbers for a drop 1. I don't know if there's just a lot of spread or what was going on.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit all over the joint, that one, I think, but it is what it is sometimes. That is essentially what drop 1's all about, isn't it? I'm just trying to get a little bit more light in here because everyone's telling me it's a bit dark in my room, but problem is, my light is not white in here, so it makes me look like I've got some serious Aussie sunburn, yet it's the middle of, just about the middle of winter. So, map strat, I'll flick over to that one. What do we see? Although there's probably not a hell of a lot to go over, being drop 1.
Look, there's not that much to go over, but the key deciding factor of why this was so bad for Barnyard is they didn't put a lot of damage when they were set up to receive. Oh, that's too far. Like, they were set up to receive on their side of the thing, but they were kind of clumped up, didn't have great lines, didn't have a lot of distance between them and the first time everything comes over the ridge, so they just didn't put much damage down. As you saw, like, Incarian was only like 70% halfway through that brawl. Like, people were really fresh. Despite Dropship 4's kind of lack of focus, they had much higher damage builds once they got into range, and it was over.
It's a pretty good summary of drop 1, because that's about drop 1, really, isn't it? So, ooh, let's skip through the drop 2, because I reckon these guys are going to be pretty quick. So we have... Now, I don't know why my map strat has just decided that it's gone a bit backwards. So we're on to Alpine Peaks Conquests. 242, 2 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies. Mix of anyone chassis again, 1 duplicate allowed. The bonus this time around is kill 5 enemy mechs. So we've seen a lot of teams win on caps, but lose rep in terms of kills and stuff at the end of the games and various things. So this drop can definitely go all sorts of ways. I'll flick over to the map strat and maybe we'll run through that really, really quickly because these guys look like they're not too far away. What do you reckon we're going to see in DivG, mate? Like a bit more long range or a bit more brawly? Or you just have no idea? I think they've got to
go long range. Like, teams know how Alpine is played from quick play, you know. They have to know this is a really, really range-favoured map. I don't think even at this level you're going to see anything really pushy, but what's really going to decide is where they decide to set up. Well, Team 1 is pretty obvious. You've got these ridges here, and like it's kind of straightforward looking at the map. Team 2 is really not straightforward because you're stuck with all these little low ground hills if you want to take up a similar position. So maybe you'll see them instead up to Theta and try it that way with kind of more mid to long builds instead of the usual ER large spam, but who knows? And whether they'll contest Gamma, I think, is a big deal, because that is where this map can really snowball in caps. If you forget Gamma, they get a 4 cap. That can go badly really quickly without people realizing it.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for 3 or 4 minutes into the game, and I've casted many games that have ended up this way, where they've got Epsi one side's got Kappa, and then say Team 2 nab Theta early, Team 1 aren't able to take it back, but Team 2 have also got Gamma. All of a sudden you've got a 3 cap, and Team 1 have got a 1 cap, so it's... Yeah, it can snowball, like you said, and Team 2, in some ways, can get a little advantage if they play it that way. But they've got to get Theta early. That is almost the key part to it. Now, these guys are setting up in their lobbies, and just having a little quick look at the tonnage here. There's actually a pretty big gap. There's 410 at this point on the D4 side, so that's a decent amount of tonnage, but only 385 on the Barnyard Circus, so... Being this far under ton means they're going to be quite quick for this level of drop. But sort of drop 5 or drop 4 doesn't really matter too much if you're 10 tons under. That's only a difference in 1 assault mech. But this amount of tonnage is almost a difference of 2 or 3 potentially slightly lighter mechs, slightly quicker heavies, maybe maybe 2 linebackers and then 2 ice ferrets sort of in the medium class or something. Could be interesting.
Possibly, but it's only 25 tons. You average that out over a team, you know, it's only 5 tons here or there.
Oh, they've just jumped up. They're 410 to 405. There you go. They're channeling the delay.
I think we're a little hopeful if we think we're going to see like a cap strat or something, you know, more agile coming out of DivG. I don't mean that as an insult, but things tend to... those strats are pretty difficult. That's why you generally only see them when you start up from like Div C or Div B and up.
It's definitely it's a coordination thing, isn't it? Really, it requires really, really high coordination to pull off a fast-moving brawl push, and a lot of strong map awareness, and 1 or 2 mechs sort of doing that Overwatch information gathering and really relaying that information down. Importantly, which can be a lot of work.
I think a fast brawl push is something that's a little more straightforward. Generally, when we see things that much lighter, we're talking pseudo lights going out the cap, and that's what I think really takes a little bit of extra coordination.
Yep,
anyway.
No, definitely agree. Or you sort of send your 2 little light mechs up the sort of hill to cause a little bit of havoc, or maybe even a wolf pack. You know, sort of send out 2 lights and one of those sort of pseudo mediums to. Ooh, what have you seen?
So Dropship 4's deck is kind of interesting. They have Novas, and Bushwhackers. So that is something that suggests a really more brawly deck. We have a Hunchback 2C Ballistic one, and while that can be Ultra 2s or something, with the rest of this deck, I have to wonder if we're going to see a push.
What's the Hunchback got on him? Can you get up into the Dropship and have a look?
Unfortunately, I'm bugged out at the moment, so I can't. But
that's all right. That's all right. I'm just waiting for these guys to load in, and then I'll have a look at the mech types as well. Oh, here we go.
It's okay, that's an interesting. The Hunchback from Act 64 is 2 LB10s and 2 heavy smalls. That's not something I've seen before.
Okay, it's a quicker build then, because the LBX20 build is a little on the slow side. But what do we have for Team 2? We have a Hunchback 4G, Hunchback 2CC, Assassin, Cougar, Novacat. Hang on a minute, Novacat? Stormcrow and a Thanatos. Are you allowed to bring Novacats? I haven't seen one, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yes, you're allowed to bring Novacats. Thanatos, I'm sketchy about, but they are available for C-bills, and this is the last match of the season, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, this is a fair point. So the 4G's got the old...
So that is wow. Take a look at the Novacat, Sec. That is a lot of lerms.
I'm coming in. Hang on, where is he?
That is 6 LRM 50s and 2 medium lasers.
Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Well, we know what he's planning to do with that. Learn something. Learn everything, actually, to be terribly honest.
The Cougar I mentioned in Drop 1 that's seen a lot from their decks. That's 2 heavy, large, 2 mediums. That's a little more, not meta, shall we say, but more normal build than I was expecting too.
Oh yeah, this Cougar build's not actually too bad. Now, so we got the early Kappa nabs. As you said, no one's gone near Gamma at all. Like they have totally.
No, they're not going to play caps. This is going to end quickly.
Yeah. This doesn't look like there's a hell of a lot of purposeful capping going on. Although these guys sort of going dropship 4. I'm not entirely sure where they're heading just yet. They're taking their entire team kind of out towards Sigma to cap point. I mean, I get the whole move as a brawl and move as a team thing, but they're taking that pretty seriously. Meanwhile, we have...
yeah, I am confused.
We have Barnyard Circus slowly but surely creeping up here. Now, they're brawly too, so just a question of when and who is going to engage. Just let me have a quick look at the Nike here. Oh shit, Nike getting absolutely pelted. She's down 86% already. Holy shit, that LRM 4007 is not okay. So they're moving into cover. They're all sort of setting up here. Got a little bit of oh geez, that airstrike. What the hell happened there? Oh, Licking Horse I think just copped a good. Oh, and Kaiser as well actually. Look at he's down 83% already. That struck really doing some good work there actually. But look at this.
We have Meatroid and Asinius and Lights from Dropship 4 trying to come around the side, but they have been spotted. And the push is starting now.
We have the Human Centipede here coming from Dropship 4 on the map. They are following each other one by one. This is not necessarily the best way to brawl, guys, but your Bushwhackers are alone at the front, and then this is going to be interesting. Are Barnyard going to realise
Barnyard
what's going on?
Circus is no lines on this left side for them as the dropship 4 pushes in, and that's bad.
This is bad. Yeah. Here
They're
comes
not
the
going to
swarm.
get the damage down they need.
No, they are unaware.
I think this is over for Barnyard.
Maybe. Oh, but Carrion just poked and lost 30% of his mech in 1 second because all the Barnyard guys were actually looking straight at him. So he got hurt. Bloodwraith here is on the left-hand side, taking a little bit of unnecessary damage, but he's going to bait these guys back around this corner.
No, look at Dropship 4. They're stalling their push. Their Novas have dropped back on, leaving Cyclone Jack just to eat shit by himself.
Yep.
He's down.
And he's down. That's their night gear. That's their big mech out the way early. Okay, Bloodwraith's down, but Bloodwraith baited very, very nicely. And then Carrion is also very, very wounded. Dropship 4 kind of getting... They kind of pushed out here, actually, you know? Like, they've backed off the hill when they should have W'd for the win. Kept going, because now we've got the Hunchback 2C of Axe coming in here. Oh, because who just went down then? No, it was Cats and Dogs just went down in Arctic Cheetah. They're all sort of balled up on the corner, and there's a strike. See, I'm just looking at the strike right in front of Dan Metal here. It's an Artie strike. Oh, I think
that's an Artie strike, so it's not.
Oh, Astinius just copped a little bit of that too. That was an extra 4 or 5% that he did not need to absorb right there. Oh, come on, D4 coming around on just this. What is it? The right-hand side for me, left-hand side for Barnyard. They need to focus. Barnyard can pull this into a win because their percentages are better spread, but Dropship 4 rotating very, very well. 36, 36, 46, and 47%. Gee whiz. They're all CT cord or cord in a torso.
Dropship 4's got this. Despite the percentages in that mid-game, they just had more mechs on the field. That's more damage out.
Wowee.
The question right now is whether that Stormcrow and Hunchback can secure another, and I don't think they can.
Can they get the bonus? Yeah, but it doesn't look like that's about to happen here. Oh, wow! Look at the percentages for Dropship 4! Wow. Jeebus. Wowee. That had a little bit of everything. Except for some super long range.
Damage numbers here.
Shit.
And wow, that Hunchback 2C from Barnyard did really well. As well as their Nova Cat with all the lerms. Maybe they needed to dupe that instead.
Yeah, maybe duplicate LRM death and just sitting back at about 600 meters and just wait for the brawlers to sort of come pushing in. So, good spread from D4
so
though.
That's something I actually didn't notice. Yet Barnyard did not choose to use their duplicate this drop.
No, they didn't. Actually did... Oh, night gears for D4.
And this was kind of the sort of deck I was seeing when I was going through those screenshots this morning. Is a lot of that look like pilot favorite choices, but not necessarily meta choices. If you've ever played in a lower div team, you generally have people just rock up and go, hey, what fits? And you end up with a kind of, smattering of mechs. And that's what this looks like to me, while Dropship 4 seems slightly more cohesive, and I think that's the big difference now, because there really wasn't much in that.
Ooh, yeah, so just, I'm going to flick to the rep points for a sec. I loaded the wrong overlay tab there, but that happens. So Dropship 4 already up to 700 rep. Killing all those mechs and getting the bonuses really, really helps. And Barnyard malingering a little bit back here with 75 rep. But I think that was their drop to lose right then, to be honest. They, I'll just flick back to the map strat and feel free to draw as we go, but they stalled their push really, really badly then, D4. Really, really badly.
Yeah, they stalled their push. They came up on the wrong side as they pushed them, all coming down this kind of low, hard to cross section of the J7 ridge. You need jump jets to get up there, so they had to basically spin all the way around. This was rotato-potato fucking on the J7 ridge. And it really didn't play well for them. You had the night gear come out first, quite clearly thinking the team was behind him and having everyone run away and back down that ridge, leaving him to die quickly. And if you know how Night Gears are played in MRBC, they're generally things that sit further back because they're rather frail and just farm a lot of damage. So that is a huge mistake. Yeah. Unfortunately for Barnyard, it just didn't capitalize on this stall very well. They didn't get a lot of damage down again as they pushed. They were kind of clumped up on an awkward spot.
Almost should have been a counter push in it, really. Like as soon as D4 backed off that hill, just dive one corner and chase them, because they were kind of split on those both sides. I'm not sure what was going on in D4 comms at that point. Yeah, pulling off. So interesting.
The problem with a counter push for them is their decks really didn't support it. You had
True.
LRMs and ER larges and the kind of things that don't put a whole lot of DPS down. What they really needed to do was be in a position where they can all get shots on as that initial approach happened, and they just weren't. Taking a more aggressive open posture, the kind of thing you don't see in quick play because you're worried you'll get lermed, but sitting out in the open somewhere, have a firing line, get as much damage down on the focus target as possible. But that's really something that goes against the instincts of most players, because you play quick play, right? You're going to get lermed, so you need to hug hard cover. So this is what you see in DivG before they've really learned, is they're hugging the hard cover where they can't all get shots. Yeah, and that's what really killed Barnyard.
Present targets, and that helps, you know. Lerms aren't really too much of a problem. Okay, one guy will die, but for that one guy that will die, you'll end up taking 3 or 4 down with simply because of the way LRMs do spread their damage a little bit. So, well, okay, that was on. What do we have next? What map are we on? Let's have a quick look. See here, we have what is it? Frozen City. Conquests. This is the Commander Assassination drop, so changing up a little bit from the past 2 drops. We have no lights, 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and 1 assault. Now, that assault being the 100-ton Commander mech. This season, it is the choice of an Atlas, Direwolf, or King Crab. Now, the bonus for this drop is to destroy the commander and keep your commander alive. So that is a very important thing. We've seen all manner of mechs being brought except for the Atlas. I've seen a bunch of different Direwolf builds. Some King Crab stuff going on. But haven't seen an Atlas yet. Maybe today is the day. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not too. But what do you reckon we're going to see on this map, based on the fact that we've seen just 2 brawls in a row? Are we going to see a 3rd brawl?
I reckon we'll see a 3rd. This map is actually surprisingly deceptively good at it. Though I will note that Barnyard has not been brawling. Even on drop 1, they had an awkward, but they were still trying to receive. Most of their builds were either mid to long range, and they repeated that in drop 2. And given the kind of common perception of Frozen City, I think you'll see just another kind of range deck kind of clumped up somewhere on the map. I can't really guess where they'll go, but that's kind of the fun of DivG.
I was wondering myself what's going to happen and where they're going to go, and you know what? I don't know. I mean, you could go the Teams 2 standard sort of run up through sort of Fox 7 and that Team 1, sort of, you know, meet them for the party and sort of Echo 6, Echo 7, or the Team 1
I don't
move
think you'll see that from Team 2, because that is Barnyard. So I reckon you'll most likely see them try and play somewhere in this region.
The Team 1 comes straight across that, you know, D5, E4 sort of region, you know?
That would not surprise me.
That's what I reckon we're going to see too. I reckon they're going to brawl a little bit more, and yeah, the Barnyard's going to be a little bit on the longer range side of the equation. So we'll wait and see. I mean, we could be wrong. You know, this is DivG. Stuff happens that you can't possibly predict, especially when a lot of the teams, you know, they're playing for fun. They're having a bit of a laugh, generally speaking. And I mean, not that people aren't having fun and laugh in the higher divisions either, but you know, these guys are more the casual guys getting a little sort of feet wet into the competitive arena, and just sort of testing it out, seeing when it's about to be, I guess, a little bit more organised than sort of your quick play YOLO queue NASCAR, you know, kind of fuckery, I guess, in a sense of just running around. So yeah. Now these guys are nearly ready by the look of it.
They're locked.
So that's good. This means Barnyard won't be too far behind. And just look at this. In half an hour, we've done nearly 3 drops. Div A, take note, please. This is how you organise. No 15-minute powdering the nose in between each drop to take off half a ton of ammo to put on 3 points of extra armour, or any such rubbish like that. That's what I like about these lower divs, casting them. Actually, it's good fun. It's fast-paced. It's like bang, 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 bang. It's kind of like machine gun style.
I'm surprised, because this is not my experience at all. When I was like getting into comp and playing these lower div, it's like, what are we gonna bring?
We don't know.
We haven't set up decks beforehand, so it's just like,
Well, most of the time we were fairly organised in our lower div sort of stuff when we were just kicking out. So I mean, we had a basic idea. Whether it worked or not was an entirely different question. You know, sometimes you come in and you're like, oh well, shit, what the hell did we just? What did we do? We just face planted. So yeah, it happens. It happens. I've got a bunch of giveaways.
They're both ready. Here we go.
Yeah, they're both ready. Pretty even ton each too. 5 tons difference. I do have a bunch of giveaways. We'll do it right at the end after the interviews. So I've got 500 MC and 2 24-hour premium time codes. So we'll get these guys on the Discord at the end, and we'll do a little bit of a interviewee talkery and stuff like that. So make sure you're sticking around and you're active in the chat. I'll give you guys a few minutes notice before we go and do it. But yeah, get your friends in here. Come in, give your favourite team their energy. Maybe even select a mech, send it all to him, and we'll see what happens. Oof, here we go, Frozen City. I'm getting ready. What is going to happen here? It's expect the unexpected. So I'm trying to think what's the most unexpected thing that can happen here. Ooh, yeah.
Well, Dropship 4 has ball. They've got the Orion 2C, they're Bushwhackers.
Ooh, okay.
They're playing exactly how as we thought.
Okay.
And look, Barnyard looks pretty similar that they did the last drop. You have the Thanatos again, which is another rep penalty. It's actually an illegal mech. And the Novacat, which I assume is that Lermbo.
Yeah, a bit of naughty there. Yeah, Thanatos is illegal apparently, according to some of the people in the chat. You know, I have no idea what mech is legal or not. I should probably actually read the rules if I'm going to cast a bit more, but someone else does that. I'm here for the entertainment value.
So the problem is, mech has to be available for C-bills before the season starts,
right.
And the Thanatos, as far as I'm aware, was not. Unfortunately, I've been playing enough to really confirm, but I do believe chat, because it seems like a recent mech to me.
Yeah, no, it did come out the other week. It was about 2 weeks ago, so I remember I picked one up. And yeah, the MRM 85P, it's actually pretty good fun. Good little Pop-Tarter. Oh, shit.
So I will say,
okay.
Oh, we have a Viper from Dropship 4. That has not been the favoured pseudo-light since a nerf to a bunch of clan, like, small brawl weapons over the last year. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. You know, the Cicada is the favourite at the moment, as well as the Assassin and similar mix.
Warhammer has MRMs on it. Interesting choice. And the Orion 2Cs are brawlers, I'm assuming. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, no, one of the Orions is Orion VA with a Gauss rifle. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Now,
wait, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
Gauss? 4S and 4.
I don't know what's going on there. So, Team 2 are doing some cap work with their Direwolf here. It's an interesting strategy. Mad Dog has got streaks, so he's light hunting. The Direwolf, gee whiz, 2 LBX-20 and an LBX-10, 1 SRM-6, and 4 heavy small lasers for cats and dogs. Now, I've seen some hot builds. I reckon that's definitely up there with some heat. Thanatos 4P, what is it, AC20 MRM? That's not too bad. It's not terrible. A little bit of Sandblaster, a little bit of Pinpoint, and Novacat with Lerms, and we've got the UAC 5 Bushy back for Dan Drift. Well, Barnyard are moving together so far, so this is pretty good. They're not alone. They're moving together just in case, you know, sort of D4 are getting to them early. Only problem is there's not a lot of scouting going on for Barnyard yet. They have absolutely no idea, as far as I can tell, just having a look, where everyone is. Okay, so Beyond Legend in the the Thunderbolt is having a bit of a 3 large. He's kind of seeing what's going on, but
so that Orion you mentioned with the Gauss and SRMs is trying to trade across this. This is a weird setup for D4. With such a brawly deck, you'd think they push across. We're in the kind of spot you'd expect a trade team. I don't know why they've come over here. I will note that Barnyard had their Lancers, so they had the Charlie spawn, which is the closest to this side, and then came across anyway, which seemed like a mistake, but maybe D4 got faked up by it. But either way, this doesn't actually look great for them, because
no, I think maybe
Barnyard
they were
is still slightly rangier.
Maybe they're expecting Barnyard. Oh shit, sorry. Maybe they're expecting Barnyard to come through that Fox 7. That's why they've kind of sort of set up. Maybe they were expecting that F7 sort of brawly sort of push, because that's kind of where they're set up at the moment. That's where they're ready to go, but it's kind of not happening.
Wow, okay, so Barnyard has a Hunchback just YOLOing across by itself, and they've moved into this position closer to Kappa, which does not look great to me. It's balled up, no lines, can't see anything. I think they're getting ready to push across, but
I think they're just
really
waiting for the
weird and
direwolf.
staggered.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting for the direwolf to sort of catch up, and then he sort of stopped, and I think Bloodwraith has got a bit of blood going. You know, he senses blood, he wants it, but you know, just settle down, dude. You have an AC-20. You can't get in there too early. Oh, okay, that's a strike. Is that an arty strike? Oh, Dan. Oh, 7% from one arty ball. Oof, geez, that hurts. Airstrikes.
I think this is going to be rough for Barnyard. With that Ultra 5 Direwolf from Ag 64, that's a lot of damage coming in as they approach. And I don't think Barnyard really has anything comparable. So by the time they hit the brawl, I think the percentages are going to be lower.
Yeah. No, you're right. And they're going to get striked here in the corner. Oh, geez. Bloodwraith taking 10% or thereabouts. Oh, geez, that's hurt. That's got to hurt. They're literally walking through a little bit too slowly, the worst part of the map to be kind of going through and stopping. They need to keep going. They need to keep that W key down. Don't pokey tradey that hill here, guys. Move. Or you're just going to get airstruck again. Well, arty struck actually. That seems to be the default flavor.
Ikarian is go down first again. Look at this. His bushwhacker is far ahead of the team. And
yeah, and Ikarian gets excited. I think he's one of those blokes that,
shit eater.
Yep, he's definitely the guy that likes to get at the front and die first. He's probably that guy in quick play that says, "Oh, bloody, the team wasn't with me. Well, where was my team?" It's like, well, yeah, they're trying to catch up.
He's held up, but
Yep. He's realised. So interesting map positioning going on here. Licking Horse is just rotating around because the dropship 4 guys, they're on the way in. They're on the way now. Barnyard are actually sort of pokey in the buildings here. This is not good. But the Direwolf does have a payload of oh shit. So, right, the brawl is on.
I'm excited to see what this Direwolf
I haven't seen a fight in this corner of the map. So we've got Dan Metal here who's getting absolutely assaulted here. The Direwolf's in trouble. He's lost the torso already, looking at that. Who's going to be first to drop? I'm not entirely sure here. Bloodwraith is now getting his face shot at. Volron's moving in here in the Orion 2CA, and he's lost the torso by the look of that. So Spooky gets cats and dogs down. Vorlon should be going down in about 3 seconds, surely. Yeah, he's dead. There we go. Bloodwraith finishes him off. Yep. Got Astinius over the back here with the MRM Warhammer. Dan Metal is at 20%, 26%. He's just about cooked. Yeah, okay, there we go. He goes down. Oh, geez, MRMs from that distance killed him. But Astinius is getting learned by Fluffy Bunny. Okay, so Beyond Legends has got TT Slayer down. Axe has just got Licking Horse down. And again, the default percentages are really, really low, but Barnyard just not quite able to capitalize on this. Dan Drift, 19% in that Bushwhacker. Jesus, that's some good damage spreading and some not so good focusing from D4. What do we have here? Fluffy Bunny now in a oh Jesus position of I can't do anything with my lerms because they're within 120 meters of me and they're not really doing a hell of a lot of damage. And Beyond Legend at
wow, this bolt is fresh at the back. How did that happen?
Oh, see, Beyond Legend was sitting there on that hill, basically trying to get a lot of backs, and I think that's where a lot of these D4 mechs kind of, I think they're open cherry sort of rear, because he was getting a lot of back shots with his 3 ER large, but it's just unable to convert that that damage into actual kills. So,
oof, you're not killing. Jimmy Puff's Dark Orange with a fresh front armor.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a lot of back damage.
Ooh, Jeebus. Okie dokie. Well then, run me through the damage numbers, mate.
Wow.
Oh!
Spooky Scary Skeletons with the 1100.
Jesus!
Wow. I was not expecting that. Axe with 812. Stenius with 662. Those are some high numbers. That Viper, as I mentioned before, not favoured and probably for a reason. 91 damage.
A bit squishy,
That's
isn't he?
A rough match. As far as Barnyard goes, though, the Nova Cat was a high scorer, as was the Mad Dog. Kind of be expected, both are lock-on, not hard. Direwolf, unfortunately, only pulling 120. I had high hopes for him, but he whiffed his shots and got wrecked very quickly. Double digits from the Thanatos as well. Probably not worth bringing the illegal mech.
Yeah, I think he got caught out, actually, to be honest. I kind of didn't see where he got shot at, but all of a sudden he was at 26%. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but all right. Map strategy time. Ooh-wee. What happened there? We had a fight in an area of the map I have not seen before.
It was actually surprisingly straightforward, but yeah, the area it ended up was weird. So for Barnyard, they kind of stalled out here and then eventually pushed across into this position. Why? Not certain, but they did. As for D4, they kind of ended up doing a loop like this. With a final kind of stall out here before finally pushing back around. Weird drop just from where it ended up, but it was actually kind of straightforward. They traded for a little bit in the buildings. Barnyard eventually pushed over, and then D4 wrapped back around. Why Barnyard decided to go back in Charlie 5? Nah. Anyone's question, but...
Oh, I know. So, yeah, look, interesting map movements there. I still reckon Dropship 4 were kind of expecting that sort of that movement up through sort of Fox 7, kind of like how Quick Play kind of plays. And that kind of didn't happen, so... Yeah, interesting sort of movements, and then yeah, we had that other guy in sort of D5 with the ER large doing some good work, but just not quite capable of capitalizing on that on all those back shots. Would have been causing some a bit of confusion too. You know, you're sort of getting the shot in the back. Is it coming from you know, is it coming from your teammate or is it coming from an enemy? It's sometimes in a little bit of a brawly like that. It can be quite hard to tell. So. Okie dokie, we now have, ooh, jeez. Crimson Straight. Drop 4. Conquests. Now, this is the flank engagement. So, 2, 2, 2, and 2, being 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults. Max of any one chassis, and 1 duplicate allowed, which is kind of pretty standard. And the bonus here is to destroy the heavy mechs and all the assault mechs. So, you can go around and you can actually win this map on caps. I've seen that across a few matches before, and still get some good rep points even in a loss if you manage to sort of get the assaults on heavies from one team down, and then you're kind of like, well, we lost all our heavies, but we got their lights, so we can go run some caps. So you can win, but still lose, because MRBC is calculated upon rep points, with matches won and mechs destroyed then coming in to split out tiebreakers and those kind of things. So it is all about the rep points and hitting those bonuses, killing all the mechs, and keeping your mechs alive is also very important to deny the enemy a bonus, especially on the early drops with the 5 kills. Map strat. I'll pass this one over to you because I'm struggling to predict what's happening.
Oh, well, predicting it seems kind of straightforward now. Despite the builds and despite how both teams are sort of trying to play, it is a brawl. DivG kind of spud rush each other.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine. The real question is whether D4 will go over saddle with this, because that's what I'm hoping for. I'd like to see a saddle push. It's been a while. I want to see them YOLO and crash into each other over Kappa, but... Yeah,
yep. And you know what? It's going to happen. It'll be DivG. Like...
Know it.
Yeah, I know it.
I'm wondering, though, if Barnyard will take use of that island, because they have been bringing Loams, they have been bringing ER Larges, they do have more range generally in their deck, so even if they end up pushing forward, I really want to know if they'll use another position, because they've been really clumped all these matches. Even their lights, they're not doing anything. What I'd love to see is for them to split up and take some better positions for each other, have some Overwatch instead of just... all in a ball, even when that doesn't suit the mechs they're bringing.
I'll find out soon enough, I guess, because these guys are nearly locked in already. They are not mucking around. But yeah, I mean, this map generally does favour for Team 2 at sort of the higher divisions. Some do that sort of that range play from the island, and it's a bit hard to sort of get over that saddle without getting kind of shredded. But yeah, this DivG, it's looking a bit brawly tonight, so. I reckon we might actually see the very, very rare sort of Kappa bolt over that saddle, and let's hope so. Yes, that could be good fun. Good fun to watch too. Like, you know, just the W key, straight over that hill into firing lines, getting shot up and getting wrecked. It can be quite good. So just look at the chat. Yeah, Kesh, I do cast NA drops. I've just got to get up to do them, or on weekends, or plan around my work. So it was kind of meant to be casting a few more US matches, actually, to be honest. But some of them have changed their dates around on me and stuff like that. So I've got to kind of plan ahead 2 or 3 days in advance with work and all that sort of stuff to get around it. I don't mind casting NA matches. I can't cast EU because that's just like 4 AM in the morning, and no one wants to be talking to me at that hour of the morning because I'm generally not speaking a brand of English that anyone is able to understand. So let's wait and see where these guys set up tonnage and lances.
I reckon Force locked, so they're already Bravo Charlie, so probably not going to see a saddle push, unfortunately. Still can happen, but
yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. No, I think you're right. It's not. We're not going to see it.
I feel pretty confident that Barnyard's not playing mind games, and Alpha Charlie is actually where they want to spawn, which is also a fairly boring. That's the Lance's closest to Kappa, so. I don't think you're going to see much island play.
We might see a little bit more of the sort of the standard quick play Delta 5, Echo 5, Tunnel, Theta, high ground, low ground, sort of NASCAR-y, tornado-y kind of play, perhaps. You know, he who sometimes pushes the tunnel maybe wins. Maybe that's what we're going to see, a bit more of that brawly around that. So yeah, no saddle push, but a D5-ish, E5-ish kind of brawl instead. That's cool. I'm good with that. Ooh, Barnyard are light. Very light.
They're missing a player right now.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, that explains.
That might be about the Thanatos thing. They've been talking about it a bit on chat, so maybe a guy has to set up another mech, or who knows.
Maybe they don't want to lose any more rep. Look, at this point, they said they weren't too worried about it, so who cares, to be honest. Just get out there and have some fun at this point. And I know someone has reappeared.
Hey, he's back.
Dan wasn't in the Thanatos, I don't think. Or was he?
No, so that's probably something else.
Yeah, something else. And maybe doing some last-minute mech changes, perhaps. You know, a little bit of a reshuffle of the old strategy at the 11th hour. You know, it always makes for an interesting interesting game when you're changing something on the fly. They're like, bugger it, let's do something like this and see how it works. Can go well sometimes. A little bit of surprise. But
so they mentioned RJ Bass is looking for Barnyard in their Discord, so there might be a delay where they talk about the rules. Truthfully, I think they should just play on.
I'm not sure.
If you look at the standings, Barnyard is right at the bottom. I mean that in the most polite way, but the penalty is not going to do much for them, and D4 doesn't care. At this stage, they can't lose to the divisions, so it's just semantics at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it either at this point. Just get in there and have some fun. I mean,
get your games in, a bit of practice.
Yeah, that's it. Have a bit of fun and play some matches, shoot some mechs, blow some shit up. It's River City. So, not River City, it's Crimson Strait, so you can blow some walls up underneath an E5 and stuff. A bit of destructible pillars and stuff if you want to go and shoot them. Go and get on some of that action. Destructible terrain and all that.
I really hope we see like just one mech around shooting all the pillars while the fight happens.
Yeah, like...
Op success, guy who kills all the pillars.
Yeah, we'll give him I'll find a premium time code or something. Although I'm kind of running a bit low actually. I've burnt through all my done so many casts this season so far. I've run out of all my codes, so I have to grovel and get some more for the next casts over the next week. Which, speaking of, there is quite a few coming up. So make sure you're checking out MRBCleague.com because RJ's got a cast tomorrow. Goons versus Davian Strike Force on the 15th of May Aussie time, which is the 14th. I've got some Aussie match, 1 PTC and 228 Wild Ones. And then the day after, I've got Goons versus Esrot Sky Rangers. And then the day after that, there's Sky Rangers versus Davian. The next day after that, there's Clan Widowmaker versus the Sloppy 42nd. 3 days later, on the 20th, again, US time on the 20th, we've got Op 4 versus Smoke Adders, 173 Sky Fang Cluster. Jeez, what's with these bloody long names? And then on the 24th of May, we have the 228 Swamp Foxes versus the Smoke Adders 373rd Winged Viper Cluster. Bugger me dead, boys. Fix those names. It's too long for casters to say. In the meantime, though, I am going to book in a bunch more casts as well. So make sure you're looking at that, what's coming up, if you want to sort of know what sort of mechs and all that sort of stuff. Sorry, mechs. What matches are coming up from what divisions. Tune in. I also, when the drops are organised, which this one was very team last minute, from a casting perspective, from myself, I normally post to Reddit, and so does RJ and a couple of other guys to give everyone sort of a day's notice. And that kind of stuff, but nonetheless, we are now underway, and we can just stop talking shit. So that's good. Get some mech shooting action going on. Conquest, Crimson Strait, 2, 2, 2, and 2. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. Let's do it. We're going to see Annihilators, you reckon?
I reckon you will, but not from Barnyard.
Not from Barnyard? Okay.
Just from the kind of mix they're bringing. Like, there's been a lot of off-meta stuff. I think dupe Annihilators is kind of too meta, if that makes sense. You know, they haven't been making good use of their dupes, so...
No, they haven't. Been bringing some interesting mechs, actually. But actually, you know, there's been some interesting mech choices too. Yeah, well, that as well. But we've had some good mechs tonight, you know. Like, it's a little bit more of a... And again, that is a bit more of a... I guess a less meta type of spread in DivG too.
Barnyard has not duped Annihilators, Step 1, and Dropship 4 has duped Annihilators.
Okie dokie.
So that's sort of interesting. Barnyard's the Stalker 3FB. It's the ECM energy one, so you'll probably see ER larges from him. And Dropship 4's brought a Jaeger mech of all things.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Jaeger mech.
Real Daka heavy deck. Annihilators, Jaeger, Hunchback 2C, the ballistic one.
We have a on the Barnyard side. We have a Stalker 3FB, Arctic Cheetah, Warhammer 7S. I think that's the MRM one from last game. An Irby R60, Mad Dog, Stormcrow, Bushwhacker, and Annihilator. Interesting choice, the Stalker. Let me find him. What is it? It's 2 MRM 40 and 6 medium lasers. Okie dokie.
Wow. That's an interesting take on the sledge dildo.
That is a hot build. That is going to be hot. The Annie is heavy gas.
And that's from the same player as that Direwolf from last match. So I think we understand that player's preference here.
Oh yeah, big
hot,
alphas. Big alphas. So yeah, heavy Gauss on the Annie for Fluffy Bunny pants. Sorry, Fluffy Bunny. I don't know where I got the pants from. Warhammer from Dan's actually got MRM 20 and 1 MRM 30 and 6 medium lasers. Now I reckon that's also going to be pretty hot.
So, D4 is a little more interesting than I thought. Their Annihilator has Ultra 2s and AMS. Their Jaeger mech is all AC 2s. Yeah. That is not what I expect.
What the hell's going on here? What do we have here?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them's got Ultra 5s. Right, yeah, 6 UAC 2s, I don't know.
Fairly normal.
Hunchback 2C has got 2 Gauss and 2 ER mediums. Geez, that's not going to be running very fast. Good lord.
It's not quite as slow as you think, but depending on how he's done it. I've run it before, it's not a great build, but...
Okay, so this is interesting.
Anyway, so we have...
The Hellbringer from Axe is what's that? Heavy, 2 heavy large, 4 heavy medium. Oh shit, that's hot. That's hot as balls, that one. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hot build. I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
Is Barnyard going over the saddle?
Well,
they've got both their Warhammer and Mad Dog about to go over now, and they're going up the ramp. That's weird.
I think maybe they think they're over there. I mean, Licking Horse
from,
Arctic... I think
D4,
Licking Horse...
they're pushing into the water. They're going to
yeah. So I think Licking Horse's Arctic Cheetah did see where D4 was moving while I was kind of looking at the Annies. I did see him running up that up the mountain in E5 or wherever it is. So I think they know what's going on. Wait and see. Oh, God. Oh, no, there's the following strike in here. They're all balled up. They're going to get hit. Oh, no, it's Artie, so no damage. Oh, if that was an airstrike, I tell you what, that would not have...
1,000 damage strike, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a 3-mech, 4-mech hit. Easy. So what's happening here is...
Stinius is coming up close. I'm a little worried for him, because I'm pretty certain that Mad Dog streaks, right? He was last match?
Yep, he is. Yeah, he still is. Yep, you're correct. Now, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. I'm not sure. I don't know.
They're moving back in the buildings, and they're about to get 5 capped.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Barnyard think D4 are on the map, but they're not where the other team is at the moment.
Barnyard either really needs to nut up and make this push,
they know this Jenner's here, right?
Like...
They know the Jenner's there because of the UAV that the Jenner has decided. Well, he's just not interested in shooting down. I don't know why that is. I mean, he's got 4 small lasers. He should be able to hit the UAV. But what's
Maybe he's actually baiting. He's just running around in circle. Oh no, he's shooting the thing down.
Well, you wouldn't
That's
want to
a
be
weird
baiting.
deal too. That's SRM and small lasers on a Jenner.
You wouldn't want to be baiting with a Mad Dog floating around. You know what I mean? Like a streak Mad Dog, you do not. Just double check that he is streaks. I'm pretty certain he was. Yeah, so you don't want to be baiting with that mech lurking. you just don't. You don't want to, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little peek at my Jenner and oh shit, I just got an SRM 6 Alpha into my face.
So we're already over 400. We might not even see anything die at this rate. D4 seems to be happy to hold the island with the bulk of their weight. They've got lighter mechs spreading out, but nothing really that could make a push on these guys.
We've got the Annie dance going on here with the 2 Annies. I guess they're just passing the time while they wait for the enemy to arrive into a firing position after a very, very long NASCAR. Oh, okay, so they've stopped. There is engagement. There are bullets being shot. And Metroid's Javelin...
That's a wreck urban mech fighting a Javelin.
Oh shit, so Astinius in the little Jenner is causing problems, and the Mad Dog is at the other end of the map all of a sudden. So the streak mech is not protecting the assaults from the lights. Interesting choice. Urban mech's down. He's lost 10%. What's that from a couple of SRM shots and maybe some of that Dakar off the island, perhaps? Oh no! Strike! Look at the strike on
side entrance.
Strike on Barnyard.
Wow!
Oh! Dan just copped 15%, I reckon, or thereabout.
That's rough. But those Annihilators are going to have to move up because at this rate, they're going to engage by this side entrance, and those Annihilators do not have great lines through those buildings.
Yeah, see, the Annies are slowly moving through the water.
He's getting some hits on the stuff at Upper City, but...
Yep. So Metroid's at 71% at the moment. That little Jenner's still out the back, and these guys haven't got their Mad Dog back into position to sort that light out. If they did that, that would actually kind of change the battle quite a bit, because they'd be having no more sort of rear harass. And Metroid is actually right up above this Mad Dog.
Oof, go get him! Getting hit hard.
Go get him, Kaiser! 1 Alpha from your streaks, and Metroid is just about done. But no, Kaiser has entirely missed opportunity there. System Belmont, where's he at? 56%. What's going on up there?
He's on top of the parking garage.
Oh, geez, he's nearly dead. He's open CT and leg.
Barnyard really like their X. That is a rack bushwhacker as well as a rack Irby.
Rack Irby. Oh, I missed that build. So we got. It's a little bit. Oh, okay. So Volron's pushing in. Axe has just got cats and dogs down there. The fight is now on. It's 700 caps though. I'm not sure we're going to see many more mechs die before the caps are kind of capping the game out. So the Annies are coming in slowly over here. We've got Astinius, Axe, Spooky. Oh geez, now look at that. And Carrion again at 71%. Open, lost a torso. Oh, that would have been a Gauss explosion. That'll do it. Clan Gauss and torsos can be a little bit nasty. Fluffy Bunny's getting chased around, but that is it. No bonus for anyone. No kills for anyone. Okay.
That was something.
Yeah. Right. Let me just update the kill board. You want to run through the damages, although it's kind of pretty even there.
Yeah, damage is like obviously in favor of D4, but not extremely so. Most sitting around 300 damage, with only a couple on Barnyard that broke that much. But it's not much to say. There just weren't many kills on the board. That fight did not last long. Barnyard did not capitalize on the fact that the Annihilators were so far off with so bad lines, and well, this is what we've got.
Actually, speaking
Barnyard
of,
going forward.
Flick to Mapstrat and run us through what happened here. This is going to be a lot of drawing.
It's not actually that much. This is
a lot of lines. Some big long lines. Yeah, big long lines around the map. Yeah.
Yeah, it's roughly that. Obviously, there are splits and stuff, but they just circled around the mountain and the island respectively until they finally engaged. The real problem is during that time, D4 managed to get every cap on the board. Barnyard does not want to split up. They always move as one. So there's just this huge blob, and they stall out here. And while they're stalled, Astinius comes around and grabs Kappa pretty much right from under their noses.
Uncontended, really, wasn't it? Yeah, there was no pressure at all from Barnyard, but that Streak Dog could actually at almost any point in that game for a good 4 or 5 minutes obliterated that Jenner. I think maybe a little bit of communication on the Barnyard side was maybe lacking of where the light mech is.
I mean, we're in DivG, so communication is probably an issue, but I don't even think it's that. They've decided quite consciously to just ball up and push. There is, like, their lights stay static in the group. They're running, like, pseudo-medium lights instead of proper fast lights as well, so there's not even that much they can do, even if things changed. I guess the thing to take away from this is there's a lot of pretty easy ways these teams could improve, though. They don't have to get better shots. They don't have to, they don't have to practice end on end. They just need to make some better decisions going into it, and I think they can. But
so yeah, small things to work on, and I mean, Astinius was doing a pretty good scouting job there. A little bit too risky, to be honest. That light play coming up on some of those bushwhackers and things like that. You know, that's some risky stuff. You know, one good shot essentially would have, even a luck shot really would have lost your leg or something, and you kind of lost your light scout. So you more want to be kind of, as light mech, sort of triggering people's senses and just presenting a target but be far enough away to just be annoying so that people are constantly having to watch you while you're at the same time gaining intel on where the enemy is, what they're doing, where their mechs are, maybe getting off a really good strike if the opportunity presents, stuff like that. Those small little things are definitely, for light pilots, a good way to sort of improve your gameplay and, you know, when you're sort of starting out in that sort of comp role. You know, don't be engaging too early. You just want to essentially be an annoying pest, but again, not in so close that you're getting absolutely blown away by 2 or 3 mechs unnecessarily. Right. Next drop, where are we? Drop 5, that will put us on to, let me see,
I believe it's
Rubelite Oasis. So the new map for the season. We have seen all sorts of strategies coming about because of this. So let me have a quick look-see. It is the big boy drop now. So Rubelite Conquest, Center of Battle Engagement, 2 lights, no mediums. 2 heavies and 4 assaults. This is the big bad boy drop of the day, of the night, of each week. With the 4 assaults there. Again, max of any one chassis with 1 duplicate allowed. The bonus is to destroy the enemy assault mechs, all 4 of them. Now this is a game, or a match I should say, a drop that normally ends pretty damn quickly, simply because there is so much damn firepower on the map. It can snowball in within about 2 minutes, generally speaking. These fights don't last as long as more mobile ones, like drop 3 and sometimes drop 4 can actually last. So, oof, Mapstrat, what do you reckon we're going to see? This is always an interesting map because it hasn't been played a hell of a lot, and especially by all the divisions too. So all sorts of stuff's been happening so far that I've seen.
Unfortunately, I am the wrong person to ask. I have played this maybe twice. Unfortunately, I haven't played the game a whole lot in the last like 6 months or so. I had one scrim the other week where I subbed for someone because they, needed players. And all I can tell you is don't play a Warhawk if you don't know the map, because I'm just sitting here with my knuckle dragging arms and I can't do anything.
Yeah, the Warhawk on this one, you need to be up high, but you've got arms, so you can shoot down. So again, it is positioning, but then you've got to expose a buttload of your mech to shoot those. You literally have your entire CT and torsos are showing on some of this map, depending on how low the enemy is below you and stuff. So can work, can not work, just depends. Again, positioning and all that sort of stuff is definitely a big thing. So maybe I'll have a little quick draw on the map. Team 2 may well come up sort of through this Echo sort of 7 region. There's a little bit of a ramp there. Team 1 could sort of come up through this sort of Echo 5. There's in orange here, there's kind of 2 little ridges here. Went a little bit too far with that. So there's 2 little ridges sort of there that you can kind of use to move your mechs around on either side of Theta. But what else do we have? Team 1 could also come up sort of around here and use sort of this Fox 5-ish. Team 2 could also potentially come up up the ramps here in Fox 7 and Fox 6. And there's some buildings here. I'm going to sort of draw in the green dots that sort of you can position and move around sort of around here. So a little bit of cover to sort of peeky pokey, but we've seen a lot of teams in the assault wave do maybe a little bit peeky pokey, and one Annihilator or something has gone around one corner and then looked at an entire enemy firing line and instant torso deletion. So if teams are going to push around and don't picky pokey in really slow Annihilators when the enemy might be on the other side, because nothing good happens from this. I assure you, nothing good happens. From every game that I've seen someone do that, that's pretty much the game lost, because then you're backing up into your team as well. If you're going to W with the assault, W with it and go get them. But yeah, try not to picky pokey in a really super slow assault, guys. It's definitely cost a few teams some good, well, not some good matches, but obviously the losing that badly that quickly from those 2 mechs hurts. But yeah, don't do that. If you're going to go, you go. Now these guys are locking in, so I think we're just about there. After this, just let these guys know to jump on the chat afterwards, and we'll do some giveaways afterwards. After this drop is done, we'll get the guys in for an interview. We have 500 MC and 2 24-hour premium time codes to give away. So stick around for those. You need to be active in the chat and all that sort of stuff to be in it to win it. These guys are just about ready to drop, so this is it's going to be
D4 is still missing one, unfortunately.
Oh, they are. I just realised. Maybe another late mech change or a late build change, perhaps. We'll find out. So currently we have Dropship 4 sitting on 1350 rep, which is a decent way to. I think the max is what, 1750 or 1850 or something like that. So they're almost at max points there, doing very well. And Barnyard floating around 175 rep, but they do have a little bit of rep penalty for bringing Thanatos mechs twice, which is not sure what the penalty is for that, but you do get hit with some rep points. So kind of a little bit of a rap across the knuckles for doing naughty things. And it looks like they're ready to go. Beautiful. Just gotta wait for them to hit the load button.
It's a 100 rep penalty the first time, and a 200 rep penalty the second time.
Oh, jeez. Okie dokie, I didn't realise. Wow.
All subsequent illegal mech or duplicate infractions result in forfeit of drops. So that's pretty heavy penalties.
Depends how serious you want to.
Standings.
Depends how serious you want to be about the rules sometimes too. I mean, we've seen some teams bring illegal mechs and just say, look, we don't care about rep penalty because, well, it doesn't really matter, you know. It does depend, you know. The rules are rules sometimes, and sometimes you can bend some of them when they don't matter. Not necessarily don't matter, but if you're not sort of too concerned about it. And look, some teams are real sticklers for the rules, and some teams are kind of like, well, whatever. We're just not that worried about it. Right, match loading in now. So we're getting to the big end of the evening. Big, fat, dirty assault drop. What do we have? Team 2, where are they? They're over the other side over here. Still just waiting for the mechs to load in patiently.
So from Dropship 4, we have a Linebacker, a Direwolf, an Annihilator 2A, a Nightgear, an Annihilator 1X, a Commando, a Jenna, and an Atlas S.
Ooh.
We were talking before that you haven't seen an Atlas, and here it is. It's not the command mech, but...
Okie dokie, the Atlas S. Is that the old school AC-20 SRM build, or is it something a bit different?
It is. He's got 2 token medium lasers, but otherwise it's pretty standard.
Ooh, the old
I'm surprised it's not the currently more meta kind of MRM ones that are going around, because they have better quirks, but maybe that's all he had.
Alright, so Team 2, Barnyard Circus, we have Annihilator 1X, Mauler 1P, Orion 2CC, ooh, Kodiak 3, Mad Dog B, Annihilator 2A, Arctic Cheetah, and Osiris. So Fluffy Bunny bringing Heavy Gauss. The Mauler is 4 AC5, 2 MRM10, 2 medium laser, 2 small laser. The Annie 1X is 4 LBX 10s and 4 medium lasers. Okay. The Orion 2C, 2 Ultra 10s, 3 SRM 6, and 2 heavy medium lasers. Jeez, that's another hot one, I reckon. I reckon that's a pretty hot build. Oh, so moving up on Theta here. We've got some early engagement. We've got some first blood to Dan Drift here on Stinius in the Jenna D again.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Barnyard split. This is interesting.
Yeah, they're going for caps early. They want to go for that Theta control, but if they can get a light mech kill out the way quickly, that would put Barnyard in a very, very commanding position, but they have decided maybe at this point it is better for them to bail out of the fight. But what they're going to run into, Dan and Katz, is a linebacker. Now, what is on the linebacker? Oh, geez. 6 SRM4 and 1 ER medium. Interesting. So if they go for the legs and work together, they could take this linebacker out really, really quickly. Cyclone Jack could be in an absolute pile of shit.
Unfortunately, I don't think the firepower...
Cats and dogs!
The Arctic Cheetah's almost down, and that Osiris is only light machine guns and small lasers. It does not have the firepower for this.
Now they're in trouble.
Both lights here.
Yep, Barnyard should
Dan
definitely
needs
lose.
to bail as quickly as possible.
Yep, they need to get the hell out of there. They did not capitalise on that quick enough. But in the meantime, while the Barnyard guys are fighting down there, the other guys are up high from Dropship 4, and Barnyard are pushing in. It's already on. Licking Horse is already down to 87%. He's got to be an open torso for sure. Yeah, he is. The kind of...
Well, so D4 let both lights get away.
Fluffy Bunny falls off the ramp. Now, that ain't good. That is some bad stuff. But D4 are also pulling back behind the cover too. Both teams kind of... I don't think they meant to kind of meet each other here to fight, to be honest. It kind of looks like they caught each other a little bit by surprise.
Vorlon is going in that Atlas.
Vorlon's on. He's on. He's torso twisting, albeit slowly, thanks to the lovely mobility of the Atlas. It's amazing. You should all buy one. They're slowly getting there, and it's forcing these Barnyard guys off the hills at the moment, because this D4 push is coming in, and it's coming in strong. Oh, and Carrion absolutely wrecking that Annihilator of Beyond Legend there, and that was all ATMs. That was a whole big vomit alpha of ATMs all over the place. Kaiser in the Mad Dog is getting slammed from up high from Spooky. Licking Horse is just about done. Axe is doing some good work up there in that Annie 1X, especially on that Annihilator. Oh, Bloodwraith pokes up and goes from, what is that, 70% to dead in about 0.5 of a second, I reckon. Fluffy Bunny nearly just about finished off. Dan Metal down the bottom there. Vorlon is still at 23% in that Atlas. Tanking quite well. Cats and Dogs is on his back though. Trying to get some back shots in to finish off the Atlas. I don't know where the Atlas is open, but it's got to be just about everywhere looking at this.
It's everywhere. It's his CT, left torso, and he's lost the right torso.
Oh,
you breathe on him and he would have died.
One more MG bullet would probably have just about finished that off. The Osiris is kind of stuck in the middle of an assault sandwich here. Dan Drifter just lost his leg. Wowee, and that is the drop done. Woof. Wow, there you go. Assault drops are good drops. They're quick, they're fast, they're angry, they're brutal. No kills, unfortunately, there for Barnyard. Let's have a look at the damage. How did it go?
It's actually slightly better than I thought, with only really the Mad Dog really underperforming damage-wise, but they just apparently didn't have the focus. But for D4, we still have Ski and Axe with their just incredible performances tonight. Those people are farming the damage numbers. I'd like to see their averages.
Yep. All right, I'll flick across to the map strat quickly while we get these guys into the lobby if you want to do a little bit of a squiggle.
Now I'm embarrassed. I actually cannot recognize which one of these two platforms they fought over, but what I can tell you is when that push happened...
It's up at the D6 area, mate.
Okay. Thank you, because like I have no idea. All I can tell you with Barnyard is the real key is when that push happened, they started dropping off and they could not focus any of those mechs that came up front. There is no way in this drop with this many assaults that you cannot focus fire one down, but as the two Annihilators and the Atlas push forward, there just really wasn't the damage. We had an Annihilator that had dropped down, and it was rough.
Yeah, I think the Annie kind of walking backwards didn't quite realise where the edge of the ramp was, and then and fell off, and that is a lot of your armour and your DPS unfortunately gone. That kind of hurts, so... Yeah, good drops are quick drops sometimes, and that's what happens when you get the last drop. It is generally pretty damn quick. So to round out the scores, you want to jump on the MRBC Discord, and I'll drag you down, and we'll get these other guys when they sort of pop over and sort that out. But in the meantime, we have the drop round out here with what is it? It is 1700 rep to dropship 4. 175 rep to Barnyard after the penalties and whatever that works out to be. I'm not entirely sure, but we will wait and see. And I'll just quickly drag these guys over to the Discord channel. So give me 1 sec, guys.
Hello.
Alrighty. Hello, guys. Welcome.
Well,
thank you for the matches tonight. A little bit of a team last minute cast on my behalf, so a little bit sloppy around the edges. But how did you guys feel you went on the Barnyard side? A little bit of a brutal evening for you guys.
I don't have someone from Barnyard here, but they're both D4.
Oh.
yeah. Hello.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise.
We're still waiting for the other guys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought. Sorry, I didn't realise.
No worries.
All right. No worries.
So how did you guys feel your drops went tonight then, D4 guys? Talk to me about that. Run me through it.
Pretty good. We were a bit rushed there, I think. Like we could have been a bit more organized, especially on drop 2. I feel like we dropped the ball a bit there. What do you think, Spooky?
Yeah, like I was trying to get everyone grouped up before we pushed around that corner, and one of our members had a baby to deal with on the side. So, but other than that, like it came together pretty well. We focused targets, and we balled it out really well. And on the backside
I'm really curious. What was your plan on Frozen City? Because that's the one where you guys kind of sat trading for a while with a bunch of brawl.
So I was honestly just calling us out to hold and wait. Like, I was like, if you guys can take pokes, take a poke, but I would just wait for like the all in, because I was just identifying their mechs, and for the most part we had onions, so I wanted to make full use of them, and so we waited, and then once we were grouped up and we were sure that they were in, we had the majority of the mechs within our range. I was like, all right, guys, everyone just push in. Onions go balls deep. We'll go into the right, and we had a good brawl, and I felt like it worked out to our advantage.
Just drawing a little bit on the map strat, kind of what happened, just to sort of remind the viewers at home what happened on that drop from Team 2 and from Team 1. Favourite drop tonight, guys? What was it from your point of view? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
5, I would say definitely. That was pretty good. Drop 4 was very interesting. I'm sure we'll go over that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That was an interesting drop from all perspectives, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were trying to bait them to come into our range of fire because we took island. We had a decent range deck of like 500 plus meters, and so for the most part they just ignored us. They ignored they ignored the points, and they were just hesitant. And we just took advantage of that and just set on the island.
And then end up sort of going back, kind of backtracking a little bit back to sort of where you came from, and the game kind of ended without a lot of guys getting sort of shot up in the end. Not a lot of damage done or mechs killed, so no bonus for anybody that drop, that's for sure. Actually, I was kind of looking at
I realized that at the end.
I was looking at the rep just then, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute, where did that go? And then I realised it was the that drop at the end where drop 4, where there was no bonus points sort of given out. So yeah.
I completely spaced on that during that drop too. It wasn't until the very end where I realized that, oh yeah, we're not going to get the bonus unless, and then by then there was no time.
Yeah, it was no time.
I got too cheeky with that Mad Dog.
Like
Yeah,
I totally forgot about the bonus on that. If I didn't call for the Sigma cap, or we didn't call for the Sigma cap, we probably would have extended it a bit. But what it is, 4 cap. I think we had 5 caps at one point.
Yeah, indeed, it is what it is sometimes. In the heat of the battle and that sort of thing, often was casting the other day, and even at sort of the higher level divisions, sometimes the calls are for caps. Go for the caps, and teams kind of forget about it sometimes. In the heat of the battle and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. I think we're just waiting for someone from the Barnyard guys to jump over here. They're just looking for the Discord.
Blood Wraith is one of them.
Anyone that is in the chat, every now and again you do get a Discord link. Come and join the MRBC Discord and check on the website, all that sort of stuff. There's some very, very handy information, like upcoming games. There's a looking for pilot area. The Discord's got a lot of information in there as well. A lot of the organisation is done on there too. Even organising like a scrim, so basically a friendly fight between another team, be that better than yourselves, or sometimes a little bit lesser, or whatever. If you're trying to try out some strats and see how they go, see how movements work. Scrimming is definitely a good way to improve not only yourself but also for your opponent to improve and work on some stuff too. So, and Blood Wraith has just appeared, so just give me 1 sec. Mr. Blood Wraith, welcome.
Yep. We were trying to get a few more of our team members onto the MRBC.
Oh, that's all right. We only usually drag one person in. Just it keeps it a little bit easier and less cluttered that way. How was your games tonight, mate? A little bit rough on your side?
Yeah. I need to drag Katz in here because she was the one that wanted to do the talking. I was just going to listen.
Oh, right. Okie dokie. Well, she's not here yet. I'm not sure if she's got the link yet or not.
She does. I know she has the link, but she's trying to help our other teammates who don't have it yet, I think.
Oh, right.
Because they wanted to come listen.
Well, they can...
sorry.
Just tell them to jump on the stream. They'll be able to listen to it in 3 minutes' time. What I'll do in the meantime while we're waiting for that, I'll just do a very quick giveaway. So just bear with me, guys, while I fire that stuff up. What do we have? We have a... We'll do a 24-hour premium time code for the moment while we're waiting. MRBC League. Let me just flick over to that. When it loads up, oh, there we go. Need to kick myself out of it. Are you on there, Odins, or not?
I haven't talked in chat, but I might be there.
Well, you probably are there. Oh, I'll stuff it. If you win it, let me know and we'll just sort that out. We'll redraw it. That'll be easier that way.
Katz is up in the and Dandrit and
Alrighty, who is going to be the winner? Just going through its little scrolly bit. Ooh, Saruman! Well done, mate. Shoot me.
Rigged, reroll.
No, bloody rigged. I cop enough shit for that as it is. So Saruman, I will shoot you that code later, or just flick me a whisper or whatever on Discord, mate. I know you've got me there, so just we can sort that out. I'll drag cats and dogs in here. Cats, welcome.
There we go.
Hello.
Little bit of a rough drop for you guys tonight. How did everything go from your point of view? What were you sort of setting out to achieve, and all that sort of stuff?
Well, we were out to have fun, and I think we did that, so that was good.
Yep, that's it. That's the main aim of the game, as long as you're having fun.
Exactly.
Any drop in particular that sort of stands out to you guys? Maybe sort of run us through that crimson drop. What were you guys sort of thinking going over the saddle and kind of doing a big loop? We're all watching and wondering what was going on.
Yeah, so the plan was just to sit in a big murder ball and go around the points, which we did. And we ran out of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were watching it at that 5 cap point. We're like, oh dear, this is going to get away very, very quickly, which it does tend to do in Conquest if you're not sort of paying attention to the caps.
Yes.
So I'm not particularly familiar with your team. Was this your first season in MRBC, or have you guys been around before?
That is correct. I think we are mostly players who have been in the game about 6 months, maybe less.
Wow.
Cool.
Yes, that's correct.
It's cool to see new players. I'll tell you that. I did not think there were any still left.
Yeah, so most of us have been playing about 6 months, and we do play fairly regularly, though not on a schedule. So we kind of just ended up in the same time zone, and we thought it might be fun to get together and give a team competition a go. So last 2 weeks prior to sign-ups closing, we got in. So here we are.
Ah, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like Odin said, there's not a hell of a lot of new players coming through these days. Well, not that I can see anyway. But let alone getting involved in comp. And if you want to start, you've got to start somewhere. And well, MRBC is a good way to get your the foot in the water of some of the competitive leagues floating around in Macquarie Online.
Same. I think for my first comp season, we got stomped terribly on our old team. Yeah.
Yoko? Yeah.
Yeah, we did. And then it took us a couple seasons, but after we got used to it, we came together.
Isn't Division G only supposed to be beginner teams?
Well, we are a beginner team. So
It
I think
depends.
from our old team, it's just a few of us that played in comp before, and then the rest of everyone else is like new.
Oh, okay. So the
yeah.
team is new.
Yeah,
The
so
team is brand new.
a lot of the
Everyone- we got
admins
players
and the way the
everywhere.
admins sort of do it, they sort of look at previous teams' sort of performance. If you got flogged in your division last season, you're generally going to go down a division and stuff like that. And again, they do look at sort of the players who are in the teams as well that can make up the decision. It's definitely not an easy job from the admin perspective, I assure you. Not that I am the admin, but from that level, it is definitely not quite as easy as people sort of think to get the divisions right. So they try as best they can, and that's all you can do.
One thing I'd like to mention, just to kind of get the elephant out of the room, I know there was a few illegal mech choices. We don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's up to the league, but we deep dropship 4 doesn't. We're okay with it. They're learning. People are learning, and
we
Division G.
didn't even know that they were illegal. We thought they were
Yeah.
illegal for the longest time, but we wouldn't run them because it just not
They
That
are
was the
our
first
max, yeah.
time that we ran it tonight too, because tonight I told the guys, hey, pick your mechs for fun. Pick the
Yeah.
fun mechs, and it hadn't even crossed my mind until whoever brought it up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a rule that has kind of changed in the past, so it's not quite clear to everyone. Before, it used to just be available for CBL, so as the season progressed, you'd have more mechs come in, but they changed that after a stink in Div A, after some teams delayed their match, and then new mechs came in and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
it
now
just
it has
just
to be
lapsed my
available
memory
before the
when
season.
the Thanatos came out, because I was really big on them during the first match to not pick illegal mechs.
Oh, look, it happens.
So-
and, even higher up teams have made mistakes like that, mate. So I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't stress about that too much. It definitely happens. Yeah, we've nearly made some bugger ups in our own Divo stuff in AP before too. We're like, oh, we'll bring this mech. I'm like, oh shit, it's illegal, you know. So yeah, look, it happens, and just how it is.
I mean, AP is basically DivG as well, right, boys?
For
Yeah.
AP, sometimes, yeah.
But sorry, that was a bit rude of me. So where do you guys see your teams going? Like, this is the first season for both of your teams. Are you intending to play more comp or get some more practice?
We definitely are. Yeah, we really like our team. We really like MRBC, and we're really hoping that we can play again next season, which I guess would be in the fall. Is that right? Or is there not a set time? I don't know.
Good luck,
I don't think it's been announced yet,
good
no.
luck trying to work out what our lovely admins of the MRBC are doing with regards to scheduling the next season, because everyone was screaming for season 10, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and yeah, 6 weeks later, here we are. So, look, I don't know. I know it definitely will factor around what PGI do with the MechWarrior Online Championship, how that is going to run, and all that sort of stuff. So, whether there's another quick, sneaky 4 to 6 week season slotted in there or not, I don't know. I do know that there are discussions going on about that, but any further?
Sorry, I already want the next. Like, I feel this is way too short. Like, I just
It
want
does
to
feel short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was what, a 4-week one, and like the last season I played was what, 7 or 8 weeks. So this is definitely pretty.
It is a slippery slope, though. I mean, you drag it too long and people get burned out, right? So it is tricky.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
we've
it's
done
just
longer
hard.
seasons. Yeah, I've been a part of some of the longer seasons before, and I think it was like 8 to 10 weeks or something. And you just, after 8 to 10 weeks, you're just wrecked. You know, some 10 teams are doing 2 or 3 practices a week sometimes, and there's theory and this and that, and it's can't take it out of you.
It's just really hard to build synergy in just 4 matches.
Indeed,
I'm just
indeed.
glad we still got clan lasers. Sorry.
Well, wait and see. Let's not go there today.
So we've heard from.
Sorry.
I'm trying to avoid that discussion today because there was plenty of that. there was plenty of that on a couple of streams and stuff that I was sitting in last night. And I don't need to be triggered that badly today. It's Mother's Day and I'm going to work, so I need to be calm, collected. I don't need to be ready to break somebody when I get to work.
So we've heard a lot from D4. How did Barnyard feel about the same thing, about what happens after this season?
Like,
well, I think we, like our name, goes where the wind takes us. Do you agree, Ray?
Yeah, we have no hierarchy, we have no rank, and if everybody stays in the barnyard might come back. If they take off like a nomadic tribe, well, who knows where it'll land.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, look, that kind of getting to the end of the stream here, because unfortunately I do have to actually piss off and do some work at some point this afternoon before I get yelled at. So thank you guys for sort of playing your matches. I think this rounds out the season for one of the teams too. So well done finishing out your season and sticking around. You know, sometimes it can be a bit tough, and we've had a couple of teams drop out across various divisions as what happens. So you know, there is quite a time commitment at all levels and all that sort of stuff. So keep practicing, teams. You know, drop your quick play drops and keep working together in group queue and doing scrims. You know, don't forget to use this MRBC MRBC Discord to organise scrims against other teams, and even I know a lot of the other high level teams will quite happily offer training. I know the 228s have been doing a lot of training. The 228 Oceanic guys with one BTC, one of the other Oceanic teams over here, and you know, I've done a couple of little training pointers with some other units and all sorts of bits and pieces. So the community's pretty good at basic sort of stuff and where to look to improve. So yeah, if you do need to use this MRBC Discord and sing out, and anyone in the chat too, you know, join the Discord and get involved in the discussion.
Sounds good. While we're here, do you mind if I make a couple shout-outs to
Go
people?
for it.
So firstly, Ray, thank you very much for organizing this team with me. Wasn't always easy. Everyone else on the team, thank you very much for sticking around. Good job. Special shout out to our silent warrior, which is Horse. Hello, thank you. And Dan Meadow, sorry if I've been harsh on you, but you've been great. Thanks.
All right.
that was
Spooky.
Yep, yep.
Your dog is
Yes.
barking.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
All right, awesome, guys. Thanks for coming in, popping in for a chat. I'm just going to do some giveaways, finish that off, and round out the cast. So, yeah, thanks you for all for showing up tonight. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Thank you,
casting. That was
guys.
awesome.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night.
Alrighty, let's run through some giveaways. We have 24-hour premium time to roll through, so I'll just start that up. Load him up. Now, where the hell? Oh shit, I just kicked someone out by the accident. Oh, god damn it. Let me do it again. I hate when that happens. I accidentally clicked the mouse because I'm a bit silly. Right, take that out. I forgot to take Moobot out last time too, so let's do that one. And, oh, it's good enough. Run that one. So this is 24-hour premium time. Well done, Captain. Awesome. Make sure you're active in chat, and I will flick you a message, or you can flick me a whisper, and I will flick you a code for the 24-hour premium time. I just got to spell your name right. And we'll do a 500 MC giveaway as well. So I'll just run the thing again. Let's see who wins that one. And Grav Jackal, well done. You have earned yourself 500 MC. Just post something in the chat, and I will send you a quick whisper with the code for you. So, yeah, that kind of rounds out our cast tonight. Thank you for joining me, Odins. It's been really good casting with you, mate.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I know the D5 guys were really excited to have their match cast. D4 guys.
I was going to say, or what? Was this
there's one of them. It counts. It counts.
I was going to say, was this a whole bunch of guys playing on other people's accounts or something? Was it? Okay, let's not go there. Yeah, no, it's been good. Anything else to round out before we close off?
Not really. I'm just really happy to see actual new teams in, particularly from Barnyard. And I hope they stay.
Yep. No, I totally agree. New teams getting involved, and the only way is up. You know, if you keep practicing and you get better, and does it not only improves your comp play, but also how you play in quick play and other stuff too. Like, it definitely makes a difference. Yeah, well, that sort of rounds it out the cast. Thank you for joining me, mate. And, well, yeah, thank you to all you lovely viewers out there. Without you guys, it would be somewhat pointless us doing this casting. So, thanks for all tuning in. What will we do? We will head over to somebody else's channel. We'll send you all guys all over there. Oh, I don't know who the hell it'll be, but RJ's about to fire up his cast, I think. So we'll might flick you guys over there. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Odins, and catch you guys all later on.